celebrate with the Providence Festival of Trees.
December 6th through the 8th. New warning. As an American woman is released in Kenya, concerns are raised over possible new East African attacks. The holes in the U.S. security net revealed by the bombings of so-called soft targets. UN inspectors pay a surprise visit to a former Iraqi uranium plant. And do booming sales for the DVD mean RIP for the VCR?
This is the CBS Evening News with Thalia Assuris.
Good evening, everyone. There is a new warning out tonight from the State Department citing unconfirmed reports of a terrorist threat against the nation of Djibouti in East Africa. The warning comes 3 days after a suicide bombing at an Israeli-owned hotel killed 16 people in the East African nation of Kenya. Americans are being warned they could be targets of new terrorist attacks in the region. Kenyan authorities say they have found no link between al-Qaeda and a dozen detainees held since the attack. Among them were an American woman and her husband, who were released today. Sarah Carter has more from Mombasa.
It was meant to be a kind of homecoming for Alicia Calhammer, who brought her Spanish husband to see Kenya, her childhood home. Instead, it was a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Today, the two were released by Kenyan police after being held for 2 days of questioning.
We're happy to be out. We are sorry that, everything happened, and, it's a tragedy for Kenya, and we know they were doing their job, and as long as we're free, we're happy.
The police claim the couple's behavior was suspicious after the two tried to check out of their hotel within an hour of the bomb blast. Kenyan police are still questioning 10 other foreigners being held, but insiders say the Kenyans have virtually handed over the investigation to Israeli and American experts. Israeli forensic teams continue to comb the wreckage for evidence today. American officials believe either al-Qaeda or al-Ittihad al-Islamiyah, the group allegedly responsible for the deaths of Americans in Somalia, planned the attacks. It's a belief that seems to be resonating in the Arab world.
It is definitely the fingerprint of Osama bin Laden. This is his style. This is al-Qaeda style. They did the same thing and the same methods when they blew up the American embassies in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam.
Apparently, security has not improved much in Kenya in the 4 years since the devastating Nairobi bomb blast that claimed the lives of more than 200 people. Both the terrorist method of attack and the seeming incompetence of the Kenyan police remains unchanged. There is virtually no visible policing in this sleepy seaside town. This boom is probably the only security obstacle the bombers encountered, and they simply drove their SUV right through it and blew themselves up. A security guard at the hotel says he saw the face of one of the bombers and that it was an Arab man, hardly a lead in a city with a Muslim population of more than 60%. Sarah Carter, CBS News, Mombasa.
The government of Australia urged its citizens 2 weeks ago not to travel to Mombasa, warning of possible attacks. 60 Australians were killed recently in the bombing of a nightclub in Bali that's been tied to al-Qaeda. Australian officials say they passed on that information to the United States, but American officials did not forward the warnings to the Israelis, believing the information was neither credible nor specific. The Mombasa and Bali hotel bombings have raised alarms about threats on so-called soft targets. Here's Mark Noller.
Though thousands of miles away, the attacks in Kenya and Bali serve as an ominous warning. There may be no place where civilians are really safe from terrorism. Even as the U.S. ramps up homeland security at stadiums, airports, and government buildings, the so-called soft targets remain demonstrably vulnerable, and attacks on them can still generate the fear and headlines that terrorists want.
When the casualties are high enough, it gets one's attention, and also when it's resorts, I think it affects the tourism industry or people's willingness to go abroad.
In a recent advisory to state and local law enforcement, the federal government warned that al-Qaeda may favor spectacular attacks on targets of high symbolic value. What largely overlooked was that part of the advisory that said small-scale terrorist operations against softer targets would be easier for terrorists in the U.S. to carry out. And even as he signed the bill this week establishing the new Homeland Security Department, President Bush acknowledged its limitations.
With a vast nation to defend, we can neither predict nor prevent every conceivable attack. And in a free and open society, no department of government can completely guarantee our safety against ruthless killers who move in plot and shadows.
The president insists the new department will make a difference, but critics complain it is too big and unwieldy to keep close tabs on terrorism.
I think we're getting safer in the sense that we're learning more about how to take care of domestic and international threats. But I don't think by building the Department of Homeland Security we're necessarily going to be safer.
The attacks in remote places abroad reinforce domestic concerns that the next terrorist attack in the U.S. could be well off the beaten path, not in high-profile places like Washington or New York, but someplace no one expects. Mark Knoller, CBS News, with the president in Crawford, Texas.
In Iraq, UN weapons inspectors for the first time visited an army base considered by the Iraqis as a sensitive site. The post, 50 miles north of Baghdad, is described as a center for training in chemical, biological, and radiological defense activities. The inspectors, who are not releasing their findings, also examined 2 industrial complexes today. Mark Phillips went along to one of them.
The UN inspectors had some specific intelligence with them as they headed out on their mission today. They went to the Al-Farat high-tech, high-security facility south of Baghdad, where uranium enrichment equipment was found and destroyed by previous inspection teams here. This place was once central to Iraq's effort to build a nuclear bomb, and intelligence has suggested the Iraqis may have been up to their old tricks again.
This is one of the sites where it has been specifically suggested that new weapons research might be going on. The reason is satellite imagery, which has shown what appears to be new construction on the top of the building. The Iraqis say it's not new. That second story has been there all along. It just looks new because the bottom of the building has been painted.
So what do the Iraqis say they've been doing here?
What sort of equipment do you have? What's it used for?
Well, radar equipment, electronic warfare equipment, and computers.
All of which the Iraqis are permitted. As for forbidden nuclear facilities...
Nothing to do with the nuclear program. We have no nuclear materials. We have no even people from the past nuclear program in this site.
The inspectors left without saying whether they'd found anything suspicious, but with stories being spread by Western intelligence services that forbidden weapons may have been hidden in private homes, it's become evident this search will have to go beyond the obvious places where the Iraqis know the UN will look. Mark Phillips, CBS News, Baghdad.
Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, does the surge in DVDs mean curtains for the VCR? Also, taxpayers feeling the squeeze as states try to close their budget deficits. And an early end to the holiday weekend for U.S. troops bound overseas.
Problems recording your favorite TV show? Let the VCR Copilot take over. The easy, fast way to record your favorite shows. No confusing menus or complicated manuals. Just pick the channel you want to record. And with the Copilot, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, pick the day. 2, set the start time. 3, set the stop time. That's it. Record the exact time and day you choose. Anybody can do it. Never miss a show again. The VCR Copilot.
Available at Kmart, Walgreens, Long's, and participating True Value.
It looks like you're blushing, but the blushing never really goes away. I felt so self-conscious. I mean, why is my face always so red?
I thought it was acne, but at my age?
It was embarrassing.
If you have redness on your face that doesn't go away, you could be one of the 12 million Americans with a skin condition called rosacea. Rosacea can get worse if it's not treated, so call this toll-free number and get the facts about effective rosacea treatments that are available.
Now I feel relieved. I know what it is, I know how to treat it, and I'm myself again.
When you call, you'll receive a free booklet that tells you what rosacea is and describes things you can do to help keep your rosacea under control. You'll also receive a free list of dermatologists in your area who can diagnose and treat your rosacea.
Now people look at me, not the redness.
Isn't it time you faced up to rosacea? Make the call today.
This face is looking good these days.
Looking for a great gift idea?
Chia.
Chia Pets, the pottery that grows. And now, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Chia Scooby-Doo and Chia Shaggy, too. Collect them all. Available at these fine stores.
Happy holidays!
Every year, there are thousands of reported chimney fires. Help protect your home and family with CSL, the chimney sweeping log. While it burns like a regular log, its active minerals are released and will start to dry out and reduce those dangerous deposits. Make your next fires safer. CSL, the chimney sweeping log. Available at these stores.
Sunday, a full plate of football. Miami takes on Buffalo. Denver slams into San Diego.
We've got the complete playoff picture covered on the NFL Today.
President Bush has rolled back the size of next year's pay increase for civilian federal employees. Workers will receive a basic 3.1% increase, but the president is blocking additional so-called locality adjustments, citing the cost of the war on terrorism. Retail analysts say customer traffic at shopping malls yesterday was up 25 to 30% over last year. Now, few experts are risking a prediction for the holiday shopping season as a whole, but one relatively new product already seems on track to bump an old standby aside. Lee Cowan has the tale of the tape and the disc.
This holiday shopping season may be a killer. The victim? Your family's VCR. Whether it's this month's re-release of E.T. or Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hollywood is spelling success these days in just 3 letters. DVD.
This has become the largest incremental source of revenue ever created for this industry.
About 32% of U.S. households now own a DVD player. That's up 25% from last year, and analysts expect another 16 million to be sold next year, which leaves one of the nation's largest studios boldly offering this prediction.
Our goal is in the next 5 years to see ubiquitous national ownership of DVD.
In short, to make DVDs as common as condiments at the grocery store.
But that's where the plot of this business fairy tale twists, and Warner Brothers is one studio trying to twist it even further. Its hope? To make buying a DVD more attractive than renting one. But to do that, it may just have to bite the hand that's fed it for years.
The rental fees paid to the studios.
Home video represents about 60% of their revenues on the movie.
John Aniaco is CEO of Blockbuster Video, which controls about 40% of that crucial rental revenue.
I think the prospect of selling a new release movie for less than $10 on a wholesale basis is not economic that most of the studios would support.
Either way, the DVD format is becoming popular faster than VCRs ever did, and some studios may have little choice but to be dragged along.
With lower prices, we think we'll sell more copies and have higher total revenues and total profits.
Which all leaves rental stores in a very familiar position. Adapt or die. Already, Blockbuster has shifted more than half its inventory over to DVD. And many other retailers have eliminated VHS movies altogether. So far, however, our beloved VCRs aren't dead, but most experts predict within 5 years, they'll probably be on life support. And the DVD will be looking over its shoulder to see what's next. Lee Cowan, CBS News, New York.
Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, how to care for Africa's growing ranks of orphans.
Make a wish, Ma.
Oh, let me get the place, Mom. With which arm? I don't mind, honey.
Mom, while you're up.
Now you, I mind. All grown up and they still depend on me. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I wish for out there? That I'll always be as independent as I am today, and that I never leave a burden to those kids. I know what funerals cost. That's why I got life insurance from the Colonial Penn Insurance Program. It's easy, affordable, and you can't be turned down, even at my age. I wouldn't trust any other program to help with one of my greatest wishes.
If the last thing you want to do is leave a burden to your loved ones, then the first thing you should do is call this toll-free number. Funeral and burial costs are at an all-time high, but so's the amount of coverage you can get with the Colonial Penn Insurance Program. Since coverage amounts are based on age, your available benefit will never be higher. Plus, the amount of coverage you choose will never decrease. And here are more smart reasons to call. Your acceptance is guaranteed. If you're age 50 or older, you cannot be turned down regardless of your health. It's affordable. Your coverage costs just $6.95 a month per unit. That rate will never increase for any reason. It's easy. There's no medical exam, no health questions. It's permanent. As long as you pay your premiums, your coverage cannot be canceled. It's smart. Your coverage builds cash value you can borrow against. Remember, the amount of coverage you can get will never be higher. The time to call is now.
Call 1-800-482-2900 to receive your free information in the mail. You'll get this handy guide to Social Security absolutely free. That number again is 1-800-482-2900. Or visit our website at colonialpenn.com.
Hey, Mom, let me give you a hand.
Well, this is a first. Call the Colonial Penn Insurance Program for them.
4 historians look at the Bush administration. David Halberstam, Bob Woodward, Michael Beschloss, and Gary Wills on Face the Nation, Sunday.
Flight attendants today overwhelmingly ratified a new contract with troubled United Airlines that includes a big pay cut. But unless the mechanics union joins the attendants and pilots in agreeing to givebacks, United says it may be forced to declare bankruptcy. For many state governments across the country, the economic slowdown means growing budget deficits. And that, in turn, is forcing elected officials to make some very tough choices that are not going to make any of their constituents very happy. Randall Pinkston has more.
At this challenging time, we can build a better life.
The nation's newly elected governors aren't getting much time to celebrate, with word that most states are facing their worst budget crisis since World War II.
States pretty much across the board in all regions are having significant problems. You'll see it here on the East Coast, you see it clearly in California, the South, and even the upper Midwest. So it's pretty much a national problem for state governments.
More than 24 states have deficits of $50 billion. The economic downturn means less money from tax revenues. At the same time, states face steadily rising expenses, especially health care costs. Solution?
Well, I think you're going to see some fairly draconian cuts going forward.
The most drastic cuts are likely to hit Medicaid, which makes up 30% of the average state's budget. In July, the Senate passed a $9 billion proposal to help shore up states' health care services, but the House and the Bush administration opposed the increase, leaving states little choice but to cut health care benefits. And that's not all.
I think states are going to have to cut money that they provide to higher education, which means you're going to see tuition increases. I think you're going to see furloughs and early retirements and actually terminations of a fair number of state employees.
Budget cuts alone won't solve the problem, which is why officials are bracing for another bitter pill, tax hikes. And it's not only states feeling the crunch. New York City's mayor suffered a sharp drop in popularity when he announced plans for higher property taxes and taxing the wages of commuters who live outside the city. The scramble to close the money gap has triggered strange solutions. In Millburn, New Jersey, the mayor wants to secede to another county where tax rates are lower.
The worst-case scenario would that we would really raise public debate.
When it comes to tax hikes and cuts in services, there will be much debate as government officials pore over solutions sure to upset somebody. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
The 2 surviving Beatles and other rock legends honored the memory of George Harrison last night, the first anniversary of his death. Ringo Starr and Eric Clapton were among those who rehearsed for a charity concert attended by 5,000 fans. Harrison was 58 when he died of cancer in Los Angeles.
I want you here to have a hold.
You flip, but they flop. You flip, but they flop. Now your pancakes are a mess. And all that butter and fat to cook them. There's got to be a better way. Introducing the Perfect Pancake, the world's first spatula-free pancake maker. Perfect Pancake is lightweight, fits easily in one hand, and flips picture-perfect pancakes every time. Just pour in your favorite batter, close the handle, and flip it. A golden brown pancake with no mess and no added fat. The reason is this double-sided non-stick surface that's so slippery, not even burned-on cheese will stick to it. Flip delicious blueberry, fluffy apple cinnamon, or mouth-watering buttermilk flapjacks. Fast, easy, and without ever using a spatula. If you can turn a doorknob, you can use the Perfect Pancake. Oh, no, you broke the yolk again. But watch what happens with the Perfect Pancake. 3 eggs over easy without ever breaking a yolk. Amazing! Now make tasty gingerbread pancakes, fluffy cranberry, or a stack of chocolate chip pancakes for the kids. You can also prepare fancy French toast, delicious grilled cheese sandwiches, or hearty eggs in a basket with the perfect pancake. Plus, cleanup's a breeze. Call now and get the perfect pancake plus this fast and fluffy recipe guide for only $19.95. But wait, there's more. You'll also receive this heart-shaped pancake ring. Make delicious heart-shaped pancakes for your family or friends for a Valentine's treat, a birthday breakfast, or that special anniversary. Yours free. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive this no-drip batter dispenser. Just add your favorite batter, then dispense the perfect amount without the mess every time. Yours free. This incredible offer is all yours for just $19.95. So call now.
Call 1-800-351-0808 and order the perfect pancake in time for the holidays for only $19.95 plus $6.95 shipping. You'll make perfect pancakes and delicious eggs without ever breaking the yolk. Call 1-800-351-0808 and order now.
Certified personal trainers. One man trusted his till he suffered a bad back injury. Does certified mean qualified? Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
A giant oil slick from a tanker that sank almost 2 weeks ago is bearing down on the northwest coast of Spain tonight, and nothing can stop it. Volunteers brace themselves for the onslaught of the 200-square-mile, 11,000-ton slick of fuel oil. The spill has already blackened long stretches of some of Spain's most unspoiled beaches. In Australia, an estimated 10,000 people marched through downtown Sydney as part of a nationwide protest against any preemptive U.S. attack on Iraq. And Shuttle Endeavour astronauts took their third walk outside the International Space Station to finish work on a newly installed girder. On the eve of World AIDS Day, the UN's chief AIDS official said that stigma and discrimination are major barriers to controlling the AIDS pandemic in Africa, where 30 million people are infected. AIDS is turning a generation of South Africans into orphans. Elizabeth Palmer has more.
3-year-old Thabo misses his mother. She died of AIDS 6 weeks ago. Now Thabo and his 3 brothers and sisters have come to live with their cousins. Although the children were welcomed here, they represent a crippling burden to this struggling household. AIDS has already killed millions of South Africans, but the disease remains a dirty secret for many communities and families. The children of its victims are not only orphaned, they're shunned. Thabo's Aunt Nana does her best to care for him. But he's HIV positive, infected by his own mother, and his health is beginning to fail. South Africa's government is struggling to control the highest HIV infection rate in Africa. In this area of KwaZulu-Natal, there's an infected person in 1 out of every 2 houses, and they'll leave behind a staggering number of orphans.
Overall, in Africa, we're looking at anything between 30 and 40 million orphans by year 2010-2020.
This epidemic not only turns children into orphans, but orphans into parents. 25-year-old Zibuile Chile is both sister and now mother to her 4 younger siblings, but she's HIV positive. So 16-year-old Tandiwe, who hasn't been tested yet for HIV, is already preparing to take over. My sister told me that if she dies, I should take our birth certificates and go to the welfare authorities. I should also notify the neighbors for help, she says. But it's going to take more than the neighbors. A worldwide effort to eliminate the crushing poverty that allows AIDS to flourish won't bring back these orphans' parents, but it could offer them a future. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Mtwalume, South Africa.
A flock of endangered young whooping cranes has completed a 1,200-mile migration from Wisconsin to Florida. Led by an ultralight aircraft, the 16 cranes raised in captivity last summer touched down today at a wildlife refuge. There are only 400 whooping cranes left in North America. Next up on tonight's CBS Evening News, holiday goodbyes for U.S. troops.
You splish and splash. Splish and splash. Now your pasta's going down the drain, and your family's got hunger pains. Not anymore. Introducing Pasta Pro Cooker, the spill-free way to cook, drain, and serve perfect pasta. Pasta Pro is lightweight, fits any stovetop, and drains the water, not your pasta. Watch. Just place in your favorite pasta. When it's ready, turn the lid to the locking position. Then easily pour the water out and keep the pasta in. It's that easy.
Now you can cook, drain, and serve mountains of spaghetti all in one saucepan. Quickly prepare tasty macaroni and cheese for the kids. Or create a delicious linguine with clam dinner with no extra dishes. Pasta Pro's unique locking lid assures you of a safe and steady pour. It's so dependable, not even a heavy sack of potatoes can remove the top. Hey, that strainer can ruin your ravioli. But not Pasta Pro. It's perfect for delicate cheese tortellini, stuffed spinach ravioli, or bow tie pasta. And watch this. Brown sirloin beef. Then easily drain the fat. Add your special ingredients, and you've got a pot of hot chili without the mess. Pasta Pro is ideal for boiling corn on the cob, fresh boiled lobster. You can even cook, drain, mix, and serve mashed potatoes all in one saucepan. And with a durable non-stick surface, cleanup's a breeze. Stop juggling with plates and strainers. Order the Pasta Pro cooker with the quick and easy recipe guide for just $19.95. But wait, there's more. We'll include this amazing cheese grater. Coarse grate Parmesan cheese with ease. Shred mountains of mozzarella on a pizza. Or finely grate chocolate for dessert topping. Yours free. And if you're still not convinced, we'll include another Pasta Pro cooker free. Prepare eggs for egg salad sandwiches or pasta for two. Yours absolutely free. This incredible $60 value is all yours for just $19.95. So call now.
Call 1-800-581-7800 and order the Pasta Pro for just $19.95 plus $8.95 shipping and handling. This incredible offer won't last, so order now.
There's never an ideal time to leave your home to serve your country in a foreign land. But today, 2 days after Thanksgiving, was that time for some U.S. servicemen and women shipping out for duty that could mean combat. Joey Chen has the story.
It is time to do what the nation asks. Lead the way, pack it up, move out. On missions so important, they can't even say exactly where they are headed.
We're going to the desert. Yeah.
Going to a warmer place.
A warmer place than here, yes.
The thoughts here of precious last hours at home and the memories of that last holiday meal.
Turkey, ham, dressing, potatoes, sweet potatoes, pumpkin pie, of course.
Those ordinary things, the game, a quick email, one last phone call home, enjoyed in the last stop before what may very well be war in the Gulf. Almost every service person on the way to duty in Europe, Southwest Asia, or elsewhere in this country will pass through the Mobility Command Center here at some point. This time, it is a journey made with the knowledge that an especially heavy burden may lie just ahead.
My wife, she was crying, and so is my son. He misses me. He doesn't understand.
What makes it easier to be away is the belief that theirs is a job that needs to be done.
We know we're doing the right thing, so it feels good to me.
I don't think as much worried as when it's going to happen, and let's get it over with so everybody can come back home.
And there is the reassurance that even youngsters who send messages through the USO want to show their support.
Dear soldiers, thank you for serving our country in war. You guys and girls rock.
Leaving the embrace of family and home, now is the time to be alone with the thoughts of the job ahead. Joey Chen, CBS News, Baltimore, Washington International Airport.
And that's tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Thalia Ashuras, CBS News in New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com. AOL keyword CBS News. CBS News. Next on KOIN 6 News at 6.
Charitable organizations in the Northwest struggle to put roofs over the heads of thousands of homeless families. If you think you know who we're talking about, think again.
Firefighters across America are in Coos Bay to honor 3 fallen heroes who died in a fire this week.
Reuben Patterson has a message for Portland and Trailblazer fans. Less than a week after being accused of assaulting his wife. We'll pass it along now on KOIN 6 News at 6.
Now, with Amy Morrow and Ken Lottie, this is KOIN 6 News at 6.
A face to the holidays